Hello there, and welcome back to Satisfactory. Yes, back on Satisfactory for another week. It is Monday. We're getting over our Monday woes and all that. you know, getting things ready for another week. Getting ready to have some more work done and all that goodness. So yeah, we're back with our modded playthrough, and if you would like to know what those mods are, it is down in the description section of the video, along with the mod authors and a link to Satisfactory Mod Manager so you can download and install mods for yourself. Yeah, so we're back on here. And before we get started, I would like to say, I give a big thanks and a welcome to uh, the few subscribers that we got over the weekend. Um, I say I say few as in we only got a few. I don't want it to make it seem bigger than it is, but you know, that truly is what it is. But yes, um, thank you and welcome. Hope you decide to stay. We'd like to have fun here, even though I'm very, very boring. I don't know, I always feel like a professor at times, but not teaching anybody anything good in a professor way, but as in a boring way. That's what I feel like. Yes. So we are back on here and ready to continue our steel production. Yes, ready to continue our steel production. So I was kind of busy over the weekend and whatnot, taking down Christmas lights. I know it's after January, but it should have been done earlier, but we've been having a patch of bad weather lately, and well, we have a tin roof, and in order to take down the lights, I got to get up on the roof. It really sucks just because doing that kind of work, like I'll give you an example. It's really hard for me to climb ladders because um, the way my back is. So um, I have to climb one rung at a time. It's like once I'm up there, it's not so bad, but getting up and down that ladder is extremely slow. That's about all I can do. I try, but yeah, just taking down lights. I finally got around to taking down most of the lights. We had quite a few lights, so um, but it is what it is. Like I said, it's just one of them things that does take a lot out of you. You get rid of this. Climbing up and down ladders all the time, especially when you got a bad back, and the lower portion of your back is where all the pivoting happens, and that's where I just happened to have surgery a while ago, and it has made it worse. Anyway, so um, yeah, I got done taking down Christmas lights. Trying to think of what we should do next. Kind of lost in what I need to do. I think I need to go start over with steel production over here. Uh, But yeah, I got all the roof stuff done at least. Um, that's the one that takes all day, and as well as um, you only get a certain amount of hours during the day if it's warm enough in order to work on the roof. And the reason being is because, well, like I said, it's a metal roof. It's a tin roof. Basically, it's got I forget what it's called. It's it's almost it's corrugated metal, but not in the way you would think, and not in the way that Google portrays corrugated metal. Um, it's slightly different. It's a very flat surface with only a few ribs. It's only got like three ribs and then an edge rib, but there's a lot of flat spots in between there, and that's where in the morning or over the night and in the morning the tin, um, because it's metal, it forms moisture. Um, because it's warm underneath the roof because, well, it's a house, and you got the outside, and this kind of creates a condensation on top of the roof. Well, being mostly flat surface with water, the roof becomes slippery when wet. Slippery when wet. Yes, and it's almost like it's almost like walking on ice when it gets wet like that, especially when it's cold, because it will freeze. It will freeze at the appropriate temperature because it's real thin, so it freezes almost immediately when it gets like that. So it does it overnight, and then during the mornings, the condensation continues to build up, and just over the nighttime into the morning, and it's only late afternoon that the roof actually becomes dry, where it'll see, we need some walls here, but it'll become dry you're able to walk on it. Even if you have anti-slip boots like I do, I have anti-slip work boots. They're supposed to be, supposed to be able to slide on surfaces like oil and on concrete surfaces. You can still slip. It's still easy to do. Let's see. We want 1, 2, 3, and then a 1, 2, 3, and then a thing. Okay, I was right to check that. So yeah, and then so once it becomes dry, then you can be up on the roof safely without risk of sliding off. uh, and even though it's a one-story house, you can still cause quite a bit of damage to yourself sliding off of a roof, falling. That's pretty bad. Even the ladder will slide against the edging of the tin roof. 1, 2, 3. I believe it's 1 meter. Yes. So if you don't know what I'm building, I'm on the agenda today. We're going to be continuing with our steel works. We need to make steel pipes and steel beams. I'm going to make them in the same building. These two, since they both take the same product, I figured they could share, because you don't usually need a whole lot of steel, like beams. Pipes, I think you need a lot of, because there's a lot of alternate recipes that take that, but beams is not a general one, so usually you only have, unless you're using a lot of steel for a lot of different projects, you usually don't incorporate that. I just thought about this. This road and this road don't exactly match. That one might be. That one just might end here. It depends on how much room we need. We'll see. So yeah, but basically my whole point is when you have a metal roof like I do, you if you need to be up on the roof, it has to be a relatively warm day. It can't be close to freezing. It can't be like 40 degrees or anything like that. Otherwise, it creates condensation. Even though the water, or even though it's not going to freeze any kind of water to turn it into ice, it still can be slippery as ice because of the condensation built up. I'm going to leave this back open in case we need to expand any further. Yeah, so that's what you end up with. Alright, let's look at our current stuff of what we need to make. Oops, that's picture mode. Right there. I need to go into, not that, I need to go into into the codex. Basically, codex. Recipes, we need to look up steel. Alright. Well, we need to actually look up. See, we need to make steel pipe and steel beam. but we need to make these and these, I think. I don't think automated wiring. Oh, I don't have it. No, I don't have the ability to even make it. What about that, what are they called? Versatile framework. Well, we have versatile framework. Um, so so if you actually click this and open it up, can't you expand it? Oh, there it is. I was like, can't you expand it? Okay, so it needs 30 steel beams per minute. In 2.5, we got that covered. So 30 steel beams per minute. If we look at steel beams, we make 15 a minute. So we need 2 machines at the very least. But I think I need 2 versatile framework machines. I think. Don't I? I can't remember how many steel beam machines I need. Uh, hmm. Well, this makes 2. It makes 5 a minute. But I can't remember. No, it was automated wiring that needed more. That's right. Versatile framework, I think, only needs 1 machine, at least for now. We could set it up to have 4 steel beam makers. Then we can kind of overproduce. And then if we need another one, we have the ability. Yeah, I'll do 4 of those. Now steel pipes can only make you make 20 a minute instead of 15. It takes more steel. What does steel pipe go into? I know it goes into a lot of things, but I don't remember. I think we'll build the steel pipes first, because the steel pipes need at least a dual intake. Um, actually, how much can I? Logistics. Oh yeah, we got the big one now as well. Let's see. Do steel pipe. Here we go. So steel pipe. And let's click to expand that. Steel pipe needs, each machine is going to need 30 a minute. We can produce 270. Can I open this quick search as well? No. Okay, so I've already forgotten. uh, yeah, we need to set up steel pipe. So it needs, in order to correct 20 a minute, we need 30 a minute. And I need to take that 270. So 270 divided by 30. That could support 9 machines at one time on one belt. So we could do. I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do 10 machines. We'll do 5 either side. I can't remember how many steel pipe makers I needed. I needed a lot of steel beam. I think I had 4 steel beam makers last time, and like two or three steel pipe makers. So we could do. I want to do this into a modular building as well. So we could do steel pipe. We could do 10 of them. It won't quite be perfect, but we can have one belt bring in the steel pipes. And it won't be perfect until we get steel beams going anyway. Um, that supports up to 9 machines. Let's see, we have let's see, how fast does steel get made? I've already, I have forgotten. It makes 45 a minute, and we have 10 of those over there, and we should relatively be able to do 45 a minute times 10, so that's 450. I'm glad I got it spread over 2 or 3 belts. um, so 450. Let's see. We got 10 machines, so that's. So, do we need 30 on each? Doing some math here. Click to expand. This needs, oh wow. So these need 60 a minute. And if I want 4 machines doing steel beams, those need 60 a minute. That's crazy, just for one machine. So 60 times 4 is 240, which is 1 belt. And we're going to take that 450. Okay. So I'm going to take that 450, subtract that by 240. We got 210 left. Okay, so 210 left. And we take that, we take that, delete that. We take that 210 and we divide that by 30 because the pipe machines are 30, so we could have 7. And that would support the entire system. So we have 7 machines, 4 machines making beams and 7 machines making pipes. That's not a whole lot, to be honest. We could do 5 and 5. Or we could do 6 and 4. I'm gonna say, let's say 7. We're gonna say we can do 10 machines. We can do 10 machines. If we have 4 beam makers, we can have 6 of the steel pipe. Okay, we'll go with that. And given that this is a relatively tiny space, I think this will work compared to this size. All right. So I'm going to do steel pipes first. So we're going to put down 6 machines doing steel pipe. That'll work. So all we need is a constructor. And I'm going to put this one first, and then I'll put the other one. So the other one's going to go here. I might move these. Oops. Sorry, that's not what I thought it was. I right-clicked because this is Dyson Sphere program, apparently. All right. No, I kind of like it back a little bit. So like that. The only problem is there's going to be relatively little space in between each. But you'll be able to walk underneath. I think it'll be fine. So 3. So we're going to do 6 pipe machines because there's some things we can do with that. Should we space them out or bring them a bit further together? Like that, yeah, we'll do that. And this is the way I want them. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, like I said, this is going to be one building, but it's going to house both steel products. Oops, I thought I hit H on that. Wait, how did it end up over there? What? I'm confused. So H. So each belt can support 9 of these things. So if we have one belt supporting 6, that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, and then we'll save the other belt for a secondary floor on either. Okay. Alright, so here's our steel makers. Now we're going to bring in a wall. 3. So basically what I'm predicting is going to happen is this front building is gonna start getting taller as we need more pipes, and this one might not get as tall. So that's what I'm predicting might happen as well. So okay, so there's that wall. Okay, so it's the one above. We haven't been over here in a while, so, so I needed some walls. I needed some looking. Now we're gonna have to do 3 pipes for this one because we're gonna need all 3. I mean, eventually we're gonna need all 3. This one's actually good that we have all 3 go into it. Okay, and then now we have a way to bring the steel down. I'm going to put this there. Okay, we need to bring... so this is going to serve one belt. So we could leave... We got to immediately go down with one of them at least. I'm trying to decide which one. Maybe this farthest right one here probably work. It's actually in a slightly different orientation, but the building is shorter this way, so it makes sense. I just kind of naturally did it. So conveyor floor hole. We're going to want... Hold on, we can find out here where we want it. So there's one there, and there's one there. So, okay, that's going to bring that one. That's going to bring down this set. Then we're going to have... we're going to have a triple over here as well for the output. This is going to go onto the belt, or onto our main strip. Now we may have to start restructuring some of this. Some of this might be a bit of a pain to sort out, but I think we'll be all right. We'll figure it out as it goes. It might become a noodle mess anyway. No matter how much time I try to organize everything, it might just become a noodle mess anyway. Then we're gonna put that up there. I think we're going to use the same hole. That's where, so all 3 of these. So these put out 20. So 20, 40, 60, 120. Okay, so a Mark II belt will do just fine. That'll probably get changed to a Mark III, but fine. It'll work. Okay, and again, what I need to do also is I need to start going around and changing all these lifts. Oops, that's going the wrong way. Oh no, it was going the right way. Never mind. I'm stupid. Okay, so we're centered here. So then 1, 2. Okay. That'll work there. And I can't remember on these how high we go. It has been a while. Conveyor merger. Do that. Oops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the input. And 5 is the output. This one is coming in there. That one's going to come in there. Yeah, they should be able to cross. Okay. So 5 is our top. Okay, cool. Just wanted to see how many I was going to need. The other ones are taller because there's a lot more going on. Alright, so these will be Mark II for a little bit, but eventually they'll be Mark III to support it. 2, 3, 4, 5. By the way, I'm using the Smart mod here. This is incredibly handy. So 2 and 3. Yeah, how many machines per floor, by the way, in case you're wondering, how many machines per floor does not, it does not bother me one bit. Because the reason is because I can always find a way to do more floors. And that's why all of these buildings don't have tops. They don't have, I mean, they do, some of them do kind of have like a roofing bit, but the ones down in the factory district, they don't really need to be increased a second floor. Only did the concrete one, just because, for fun, basically, because you don't need that many concrete machines. Okay, so in order to, but yeah, I can always add more floors, and it will, and eventually we will need to add more floors, so that's why I'm like, this is perfect. Yeah. And in order to make more space, we'll autosave and lag out of existence, and then we'll connect these up like this. Because they always push away from what you're trying to connect to, the first connect. So if I did it here, for instance, I mean, I'm only gaining probably a foot, but hey, a foot is a lot sometimes. And that's what she said. Dear. My mind went immediately to that. And I just sighed and just went, that's how it works. And as you can see, we're still on the Christmas update, which I'm very, very happy for. Yeah, I did go there. Okay. I might actually cross these like this. Yeah, I think that'll work. So yeah, we do that instead. And then it doesn't look like it's going to smash into one of the conveyor lifts. And since they're alternate sides, or alternating, the way they're facing, they're alternating like that. And just go bang. Okay. So then we're going to steel pipes. So this is what I usually do: is I go Control C to copy the settings, then I'll go Control Shift W all at the same time when I'm ready to go, and I'm going to hold my finger over V but not press it until I get to a machine. So bang, bang. There's better ways to do this, but this is fun to me. I guess unless I had like a million machines, then it might be maybe a bit of an issue, but it seems to be fine. Okay, so that one's gonna go to there. Looks like it went downhill, but that's fine. Actually, might fix that, to be honest. Kind of don't like that going downhill, because then that. Oh yeah, that's right. We pull our lift down just slightly. Okay, yeah, we'll pull the lift down ever so slightly. That's right. I'm remembering things and such. 1, 2. If you remember the 1-2 rule, you will always make. Also, did I just like make a conveyor? I tried to make a conveyor lift. Oh wow, that's broken. Not that the mod's broken. It's just the way the automatic system works. Okay, there. Now that's level. All right, cool. So then I need to purposefully take this all the way over here, and then I'm going to just do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that because I need to pull more belts over. We'll finish getting this all hooked up first. Oh, whoops. That doesn't do anything. Okay. Because we need to make some real progress, I think. So conveyor merger. Conveyor merger. Yeah, just like that. So shift and, or no, first, this is how you use a smart mod if you haven't used it before. I'm going to hit H to lock it into place, because that's, and yes, that is the orientation that I want. I'm going to hold shift, or I'm going to hold shift and I'm going to mouse wheel up 3 times because I got 3 machines. Then I'm going to hold the P key until it lines up with the last machine. The last, as you can see in the camera there. So that one lines up, this one lines up, and this one lines up. Then we're going to hold Shift and Z, which are exactly next to each other, and again scroll wheel up. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then I'm going to place it all. And then I'm just going to remove the excess. This helps me get 3 of these in place and above the ground all with 1 click and with a few extra or a few seconds of placement. Usually that take me like something like this. I'd have to like either put like a foundation on that level or something to place these on. Then I got to line them up with the machine and stuff like that. And then I place them and then I remove the foundation or whatever I was trying to place them on, and then I can connect them. Significantly longer of a process. So again, we're going to go from there down. It's because what I want to do is I want to push these lifts to the machine rather than pushing them into the merger, because I need more room down here on ground level, and I don't need more room up there. So now we're going to rotate this because I'm going to do this in a bit of a loop. So again, hit the H key, shift and scroll wheel up twice. And you can look at that little gray counter underneath the compass at the top of the screen. That'll also help you determine. So you can see, but we're 3 by 1. So we're 3 by 1 tall. And we're going to hold the P key again, clear over there by the brackets. And we're going to scroll wheel up until it lines up. And right there. Now you can't really tell by the camera, but you can definitely walk around. That's why you hit the H key, is to lock the hologram in place, which is very needed in this game. Very, very needed. And then we're going to hold the Shift and Z keys again. Scroll wheel up 5. And 3 by 1 by 5. So it was 3. It was actually 3 by 1 this way, and then 5 up. I was wrong. But there we go. And then I'm just going to hold control and select all of these but the top one. And delete them. I got the 3. And again, grab our conveyor lift 2. And again, I'm just going to use the normal ones because the modded ones are broken right now. I don't know if it's, again, I still don't know if it's because of the mod or if it's because of the mod lists that I have together being loaded that's causing the mod to break, or if the mod's just broken, or if the update broke the mod or something. I'm not really sure. But then again, it's such a non-crucial mod that I'm not really willing to put in the time to figure it out. Like it's like I can figure it out, but I really want to is the question. Like, is it that important that I need to go? Oh, need to figure it out. I think it's back 3, isn't it? No, it's clear out that way. Oh no, it's in the middle of the wall. That's right. Okay. So inner walls. I love this automatic system, by the way. So glad that the developers decided to add this. It is so useful. Because before I would have had to place all of these wall conveyor pieces individually first, and then connect up the belt to them. And this just removes any unwanted time or any unwanted work, which it wasn't fun to put those and then line everything up. Okay, so I'm going to remove this real quick, and we're going to put another conveyor lift. But yeah, since the conveyor lifts are broken, I'm just using the normal ones. The modded ones were just. Oh, this one needs to change. That's right. Okay, hold on. Actually, before we do any of that, we need to go into architecture. We need to grab a ladder. Hop on up. So now we need to do. We basically need to merge everything together. Well, not everything, but we need to merge the 2 floors together. And I can't remember exactly how I did that. A little bit of autosave lag there. So I'm going to hop over onto this ladder. Hop up here. And I'm going to... Sorry. Okay, so these are mergers, these are splitters. Okay. Got it. So the mergers are on the bottom, the splitters are on the top. The belts come in. There's no belt in between. But there's that conveyor list. Now these used to look good because they were covered, but oh well. Okay, yeah, we'll just go ahead and hop down. It's fine. So yeah, this city that I'm building, essentially a tiny city with just giant buildings, is going to be forever under construction. This would be like GTA 5 up in here. It's like, oh, that construction site. And instead of just the one construction site, it's the entire city that's just under construction forever. I'm not changing it. It's just because it's just easier to expand if you don't put a big old fancy roof on it and then have to remove it because you need to go taller, you know. Oh yeah, so just like that one, we're going to go logistics, conveyor merger. We're going to point out the wall. I think this is where I want to be. Nope, one back. Yeah, we want to touch the wall. We want to just kiss it. Just a little bit. Okay, now unfortunately, well, actually, unfortunately, but fortunately, but unfortunately, but unfortunately. Oh, that's definitely something to think about. Because before we didn't have. I mean, it'll still work, I guess. Yeah, it might still work. Let's try it. Then we need a third merger here. So we're gonna have 3 mergers. All right. So then we need to have. I've already forgotten, or not forgotten. Well, I guess I forgot a long time ago. Is it 1, 2, 3, and 4? I think it's 4, or 3 in between. Yeah, because it puts it just above that wall. So we'll try that. I can't believe it. I had to redesign this every time I do it because I always forget. And then conveyor splitter, and we're gonna shift and Z, and we're gonna go up. 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th one. Oh, whoops. Yeah, that's how that is. Okay. And I wonder if I can use the P key to. No, it's because it's already spaced upwards, I think. All right. And we want that. How do we want that input? Because the input comes from this side, and then it splits and merges, splits and merges. Yeah. Okay. No, this is fine. Now, I'm just using the splitter as a means of, essentially as a means of connecting it all. I can't. Oh, there you go. I was gonna say I can't select that splitter for some reason. Oop, top line. Okay. So now I gotta carefully figure this out. Convey lift mark 2. Can I get to the sides of this? I can get to that side of it. But I cannot get to that side of it. Huh. So basically it goes into the splitter, splits, and then merges down with the bottom. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately we won't be able to do that. So I'm going to put in just going to put in a dual wall. I tried. Alright. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do so this one down to that one, and that one down to that one. Okay, so this one splits and merges into the same one. This one splits and merges into the same one. Okay, cool. That's exactly how I want it. Now, normally I'd have the covered lifts and it covered up that there wasn't anything there. Like I said, I'm just using the splitters as a way to input the second floor material into the splitter and then output it into the merger, essentially. Okay, yeah. And good thing I did a ring, because now I can just have the one. And then we can put in a floor hole. Just like that. And we're going to put a lift. And the reason I'm using Mark II is, oh, that's too close. And again, the reason I'm using Mark II is because that's all I can afford right at the moment. When I can afford the rest of them, when we actually start making steel beams. Okay, that'll go into there, and then be into that one. Oh, we still need that. Okay. And I think I need to put a... Oh no, I don't need to put a splitter because we're going to have 3 lines. I was going to say, I might need to put a splitter, and it's like, oh wait, no, never mind. I don't need to put nothing. I don't need to put nothing nowhere. You hear me, Ma? I don't need to put nothing nowhere. Like, what the fuck? What does that even mean? Okay, so the other steel, that one's going to come in and serve that machine. This one, I want to serve the farthest over. I could just pull it through the wall. But on rare occasions, this is what this mod's for. So there's a mod over here, is a conveyor wall hole made by Andre Aquila. Can be attached to walls allowing conveyors to pass through them. Can be attached to foundations allowing. I like how you did that. That's very clever. So this is by Andre Aquila, the conveyor wall hole, because for some reason this game, it allows you to put pipe wall holes wherever you want, but it refuses to allow you to put conveyor wall holes wherever you want, which is a very strange move by the developers. And it's like, to be honest, I'd rather them just do that. Okay, so we are going to how tall are these? I wonder. Let's grab a lift. We do need to raise these above the floor because it will take up room once we put the second level. So 8 meters, okay. Oops. So 8 meters. And actually, we need to go... Hold on, let's do this. This will help us decide how tall it needs to be. So, H key, you can back up, Shift and Z. So if I do this at 4 meters, and then the other one's at 5, and then we'll have 2 belts on top of each other. One will be carrying more steel to the beams. Okay. Yeah, that's just how we're going to have to do it. Because we don't have... I didn't exactly set this one up to be... Oh, you know what? I'm also going to put a splitter here. Conveyor splitter. Or should I even do that? Yeah, I probably should. I just don't know how I'm going to make it work. And we'll bring the other one in up, and then this one will come in. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a strange ordeal here, I think. the other one can, or this one can go up as well. So the other one's going to go up, and then this one's going to go up, and this one's going to go down. Or should this one go up and this one go down? There's more room to go down for the side port. Okay. I'm just trying to design this in case we need more floors. We don't need that anymore. In case we need more floors of steel, so. For steel beams, that's what I mean. So organization. Whoops. We actually need a floor hole real quick. Just gonna go there. Perfect. And let me connect a belt up here. Okay, so into there, and then it's gonna split and go down this way, and then if we need another floor, this one's gonna split and go up. And it'll be set up in such a way that both sets of belts can coexist within the same system. So that's basically the plan. Alright, so this one is going to go like this. So that's the level they're at, so we need to go like this. We need to grab this. This is going to bring the other steel right along the same level. Or just underneath it. Okay, stop hooking. Okay, fine. I'll grab my own wall conveyor. Let's see, you're above this line here. So this should... It's not giving me the belt. Yeah, that should be just underneath. Now it's going to clip into the mergers, but I'm not all too worried. So I think this one is there from the other side. This is going to bring in the extra steel. Then it's going to go through a wall port made by the famous Andre Aquila. I think Andre Aquila is actually a pretty, what do you call it? Pretty famous mod author for Satisfactory. I mean, every time I look up mods, looks up the name of mods, stuff that I need. Andre Aquila's name always comes up. And again, yes, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I have been or have not been corrected. So, there's that. All right, cool. So now we're going to do 4 machines, but I need to figure out how big I want this block, because this block is going to end. It's going to end this. It's going to end this street, because this street is not going to come around and connect up. Only the main street's going to connect up to this little square about, as you would call it, a square about. Now we could, theoretically, we could fit 2 machines side by side in here, and call it good. But I'm going to end this one. Unfortunately, again, we do have to move this. I'm going to move it to... yeah, we're going to move it to here. We'll keep that, actually. Okay. Foundation 4 meter. Just because I need a quick way getting up and down. That'll work. It's like, I don't care if I have to go around the train. And again, my trains are not working like they're supposed to. I've been having trouble with those. Yeah, so I'm curious. I'm thinking that we keep losing out on research. So twice now, unless it's it still did stick. Okay, this is good. I'm glad it stuck because I was like, I keep having to research these damn things. So the rest of this takes steel. It didn't seem like that train was going 40 kilometers. But then again, I don't judge kilometers. I'm gonna put that there too. Yeah, I don't judge kilometers very well. It's because I'm American. We don't deal with none of them kilometers over here. We deal in mile per hour. I think the only reason we deal in mile per hour is because of our system. Everything's built on miles. So even if we were to say, okay, we're going to switch to kilometers, that would actually be a probably $1 billion project just for us to say we measure in kilometers now. Um, because for those that don't live in the U.S., uh, kilometers an hour or kilometers and miles are different lengths. I mean, they're close too similar, but because in the U.S. everything is judged off of miles when it comes to roadway, or it comes to most speeds, I guess, um, unless you're dealing with a very particular science. Because of the roadway, all of our roads are built off of miles. Everything is measured off of miles, especially when it relates to vehicles, planes, anything like that, basically. Um, and since all of the road signage is marked on miles, and any distance signs to like the next place or whatever is also measured in miles and says in miles, we'd have to replace all of our signs um, and anything that related to that, like replacing physical metal signage. And a lot of that signage is not just a flat piece of tin either. Um, a lot of that signage is like it's like a I channel or U channel. That's like it's like a almost like an I beam U channel style of sign. I can't remember what they're called, but they got these ribs on the back. It's so you can adjust the sign and stuff like that. And the sticker is overlaid on the metal. Reflective sticker is actually overlaid onto the metal. So if we wanted to change all that, we couldn't just rip the stickers off. We'd have to literally replace it because you couldn't stick another one over the top of it. I mean, you could try, but it wouldn't last. Just because of the bond it makes between the sticker and the metal itself. Um, so yeah, we'd have to do a lot of work if we wanted to change over to kilometers. Although I would not mind, honestly. Like I always get tired of, um, having to convert stuff, especially when it comes to car mechanics, because a lot of the stuff in car mechanics is not in the same metrics we use because they outsource most stuff. So since it's in a different country, the metrics that are going to be used for the construction are going to be used by what they use. So it ends up being a bit of a pain. So it's just like, to be, in full honesty, I would not really care if we suddenly switched over to using um, any kind of, or any of the other metric systems. To be honest, it should be all the same anyway. Like, that also comes from a mechanic standpoint. It really sucks to have to pay twice for tool sizes. And if you don't know what I mean, well, here in America, we use standard, which is basically in simple terms, is like fractions, fraction style measurements. Um, and everyone else uses the metric system, which is just whole numbers, which is, yes, way easier to use because it's just like, hey, give me a 7/8, or it's just like, give me what would a 7/8 be, like a 16, 17, 18? I don't even know. uh, I don't have that kind of skill. It's just like, that kind of stuff always annoyed me, so it's just like, I'd rather have one set of tools to work on vehicles rather than two sets. And my vehicle is just it's just in the particular year where I've got both on my vehicle when it comes to bolt sizes. I've got metric and standard because I'm just in that right spot, and it was always irritating. Just use it. It's like, at least if you're going to use standard throughout the entire vehicle. Don't freaking use standard and metric, because in order to work on my vehicle, which is, let's see, it was released in 96, so 2016. So it's like 18 years old, something like that. 96 to 2, no, sorry, 96 to 2006, and then 2006 to 2016. That makes it 20 years old at 2016. And, you know, uh, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So that makes it 20, 27, probably. 26, 27 years old. Very. It's not a classic yet, but at least in my state, if you have a vehicle that's 35 years older when it was brand new, it becomes a classic, and you actually get to pay less on it when it comes to taxes and stuff, which is really nice. Okay, that works there. We're gonna do logistics. Oh, and by the way, if you're new here and you still have stuck around, or you've forgotten, or you don't know, just in any kind of situation, the reason a lot of the time when I'm doing something, talking about something, and you see me just kind of stop playing for a second, is because I'm one of those people that visualizes everything they say, everything they read, things like that. So I'm incredibly slow at multitasking, if multitasking even takes place. 2, 3, 4, 5, or no, 4, because it's going to be at that level. That's right. So yeah, it's just one of them things that it's like, man, why, when you get to really thinking about something, you just kind of stop. It's like, yeah, it's because I'm visualizing what I'm saying, and sometimes I'll catch myself gesturing, catch myself gesturing with my hands, even though I don't have a face cam. Not that I'm ever gonna get one either, by the way. Not for a while, because I am incredibly uncomfortable with that. And any kind of face cam. Sorry, that's not happening. Like, I would have to. I think I would have to have a really good community going before I decided to show my face. Basically, show myself on camera. Like, it took me a while to even work up the courage to even talk. I had to figure out how I was going to do it. Just like I always thought, I could never talk to air. I could never, this air splitters. I need mergers. I could never talk in game. I could never put that kind of focus in split focus like that, as well as being able to just talk to dead air. It's just like I never thought I could do that kind of stuff, but it eventually was able to. I mean, I was able to talk to myself, but it was just to air out like frustrations in the world. The thing we all do when we think, like, man, I really hate that person. I wish they would just fix their crap. That way it makes my life easier because this is terrible. That kind of stuff. Or, any kind of frustrations where, I don't have enough money to ever do anything, I don't have the skills to pay the bills. Which is believe it or not, that's actually a thing. Of course it is. It's just, and I also tend to say things I don't mean at all. Um, and it's not a slip of the tongue because I'm thinking about something else. It's just literally sometimes I'll be thinking of something and I'll either say something completely unrelated to that thing that was in my brain, or I will say something, um, or I'll say the exact opposite of what I was thinking about, and it makes no sense. It's like my brain it's totally messed up. I've noticed it over the years. And it's gotten worse too. Those kind of slip ups and stuff like that. No, not exactly any idea what that causes, and I tend to stutter sometimes too. Or guess not. It's not stuttering as in I have that kind of thing always. It's stuttering as in I just stumble over myself, like my brain gets in its own way. It talks. Especially when I'm gaming and I'm having to split focus. Like I think I'm trying to do something that I'm not very capable of doing. Like I can do it, but it is strenuous. It is very strenuous, especially like this conversation right now. This conversation right now is actually, or the stuff I'm talking about and stuff like that is usually on autopilot. I'm usually like, I don't know, it's almost like a muscle memory type deal. Once you start doing it, it's not bad. You can actually do it pretty darn easily, unless you really need to focus on something. But games like this, I can talk. I can talk and game all I want, and it's not going to really affect me all too much. Like sometimes it will, but it's a very rare occurrence. But games where I have to actually think and put strategies together, it's a lot harder to do unless I'm actually putting this strategy together with you guys. If I'm doing that, talking it out, telling you my brain process, or trying to I don't know, trying to give you a little bit of a hint, or like a little bit of a guide to something, to a hint, or a little bit of a something like that. I know I've always been good at doing stuff like that. Um, I think I'm good at it. I'm probably not good at it at all, but you never know. 2, 3, 4, 5. But I've always had that. I've always had the thing where I want to teach people stuff and share. Like if I'm passionate about something, and you ask me about something that I'm passionate about, like vehicles, I will tell you all of my knowledge on vehicles, and I will talk and talk and talk about my knowledge. I will try and teach you about vehicles. I will give you everything you do not want. Because you'd be like, okay, well, I have this problem with my vehicle. What do you think could be the cause? And I'd be like, okay, what kind of vehicle is it? Blah blah blah. The old rigmarole of what year, what manufacturer, what engine type, things like that. And then if I know about it, um, then I'm going to talk your ear off about it as well. It's a very strange thing. And then I also see it as in order to avoid, um, if it was something that could have been avoidable by you, um, then I will tell you that, this could be avoided if you were doing this. So what I would recommend is you pay more attention to this, and not in a mean demeanor. That's not me being an asshole or anything. That's me genuinely trying to help you out. Me genuinely trying to solve your it's like solve your problem and give you advice to avoid that problem in the future, type deal. Especially, I know a good friend of mine definitely knows this well. I don't think he watches any of this, but it's like to say whatever I want about him. Just kidding. Just kidding. Uh, but yeah, he had a vehicle that needed an engine rebuild on it, um, and he wanted my help because, well, I'm not going to charge you for that. If I'm going to be helping you out and you're going to be there helping me, do it and stuff like that, I'm not going to charge you, especially when it comes to people I know very well, like family and stuff. It's like, yeah, rebuilding an engine is a lot of work, a lot of labor and stuff, but um, unless you're going to make me do it all myself, I'm not gonna charge you, and I usually will not ask. I will not ask either. If it's something or somebody I don't know at all, then that's different. But I need to figure out where to place that. It's just one of them things. It's just like, All right, we're actually gonna put this inside. Um, okay, never mind. Actually, you know what? That's not too bad. I actually got a way I could fix this. Let's take this. Take this. And take this. So I forgot a floor hole here. But yeah, anyway, so we started rebuilding the engine, and rather than, I just me having him get tools for me and, hold the flashlight for me or anything like that, I actually taught him about his engine. I mean, probably not well, to be honest. I'm not confident in my abilities to do that kind of stuff, like actually teach. Um, for one, I don't have a degree in teaching, thing like that. I think that's a little low. Number two, I know my knowledge is limited. My knowledge is very limited, especially if it comes to newer vehicles. I could probably help you with it, but I'm not gonna ultimately know everything about it either, because I'm definitely an old school mechanic. But I noticed this though, that for some reason, unknown to me, I just have this, just this want to teach somebody about their own vehicle, or about stuff that I'm passionate about, stuff like that. It's like, man, I just really want to teach you how to uh, do maintenance or thing like that, like what you can do to save yourself money. I probably would not make a very good shop mechanic in the future. I'd either be fired or be banned from talking to customers. Because when you're in that type of field, you you definitely don't want people thinking for themselves. I know it sucks and it's scummy, but it's the way that it is because it's basically job security for those mechanic shops. Like if you know too much about your vehicle, you're not going to bring it in for service. You're going to do the service yourself, like oil changes, changing out the filters, simple stuff like tune-ups, like spark plugs and spark plug wires, and that kind of stuff. A shop can make a lot of money on because that's one of the most common things. Blown tire is one of the most common things. So most shops would rather not the customer know anything about their vehicle. So I guess technically they're preying on uh, the ignorant. So I guess technically it's not a good thing. I agree, but it's the way it is. But yeah, I would be like, hey, you want to hear a little secret? You want to save yourself a little money? You can do these oil changes yourself. It's actually pretty easy. Uh, I'd be one of those videos. Uh, the mechanics hate him for this one simple trick that you can learn about your car and save yourself tons of money. I mean, technically that's true. You can save yourself a lot if you know how to do all your own maintenance. But of course, if you don't want the knowledge, then I'll just keep my mouth shut. But okay, so now we just got to hook up steel. Let me grab that there. That's actually inside. I don't want that. I want this to poke out. This is a detail that I'm going to add to all these poles eventually. And I'll paint it all gray so it matches. Okay, now here's our steel. Let's see. This is where we need to connect stuff up. So we need to what I might do is I might put a splitter down. Let's see, let me take out one of these belts here. There we go. Because we gotta put 3 of these down. So it's gonna be hold on, I need to find out where the belts are. Actually, that's right where that needs to be. Nope, that needs to be over further. It's gonna look a little bit weird until all the belts are hooked up, by the way. And that needs to be actually closer as well. So it's gonna be like this, but like this. Yeah. Just like that. That's going to match up to that one there. And then this one like this. It's going to match up to there. Okay. And then we know roughly where we need to put all of our belts and everything. I think. Take out this other steel belt here. This one's lined up perfectly. And that one's lined up perfectly as well. We're gonna have to take out a few of these. As well. So conveyor left. No, we're gonna have to. I might have to put some foundations up just to get it roughly. Oops. Just to get it roughly where it needs to be. I actually can do this. We do. That. Yeah, that's a little high. Just need a few foundations then. Okay, that's on the level. Good. So now, we'll pull these just X. We're gonna pull these lifts or these. Where are they? These things. It's like these things I want. I want these things. Of course, we could also. Actually, if that'll work. It's right there. There. And right there. So then this one. Yeah. Make sure that one goes down into that one. And comes back up. That'll tell us if everything's connected. Ah. Looks like it is as well. I want to connect to. Oh, come on, man. Really? This is why I love the legs. I love being able to move around faster and cover, greater distances at better speeds and whatnot. But the one thing I hate about these things, one thing I absolutely cannot stand. I cannot connect this. Why can I not connect this? Oops. Let's put a thing there. I cannot connect this. What the heck? Hold on. Okay, let's connect that one, I guess. Since that one was able to connect. No. What are you trying to connect now? Oh, you're trying to connect. I see. Yeah, for some reason this one is in the way. I do not know why. it wants to connect to that. Damn headset's always trying to slide off my head there. Always. So if I get rid of this real quick. Okay, now I can connect that. Yeah, for some reason that I had to remove this, unfortunately, and this, because it was already connected. So I believe it's like... It's like that. Oh no, the corners match. Oh yeah, it refuses. Oh. Why is it refusing to... Ah, got it. Never mind. I was gonna say, why is it refusing to go there, and it did finally decided. Okay, I'm putting normal belts for the moment, because I need to connect all these. Make sure everything's on the up and up. Because sometimes they can kind of bug out a little bit. Okay. Oh, fell off this thing. So... Okay, yeah, we'll just have to connect it from back here. So we're going to connect that one into there. It's going to bring steel down the lift. It should go there. And then... Oh, I forgot to... actually put the lift there. Okay, and that's going up the lift. Alright. Okay, that seems to be working as intended. It's a bit of a close quarters, but I think we can make it work. Okay, so that one goes in there. Yep, it's bringing it down that lift. Then it should go down this belt and go up this lift. Okay. Oop, autosave. That one's just going to end there for now. Until we can hook it up later. Okay. I'm actually going to... I might end up ending some of these because we need 2 more belts. We could end these and bring the steel into the middle here. And then we just carry like 1 across. Because we're not going to need steel anywhere else other than like as a novelty item, essentially. Okay, so this one's going to be using a lot more, so we're not going to be able to use this one. We'll take these 2 out. Okay, and these ones will not be connected again. So I'm just gonna we're gonna use steel as a novelty item. Just steel ingots. We're not gonna use anything else as a novelty item. And I'm just using the splitters to make perfect, very close quarters 90 degrees. Okay, that's going down that lift, and then it should only go that one. Okay, good. Alright, now that one's gonna fill up that. Okay. Cool. I need to see if I can, yeah, I was gonna see if I can hop up here. So all this is gonna go to central storage. and then we'll replace these two with steel beam and steel pipe. So that'll be work. That'll work. And I think the rest of it, a lot of this stuff also needs to be split off to go either that way or that way, to turn or to make other stuff. I think I want assembler world over there, or not assembler world, but manufacturer world over there, because that one's going to give us the most space. So right before storage, which is going to be in the center here around the space elevator, we're going to have we're going to have that flat platform over there above that train station just expand out, and then it's going to connect to a lot of the storage here. So interesting stuff. I'm still going to make that assembler world, but we might have to expand assembler world up that way as well, to make more stuff, because there's a lot more assembler types to be placed. So what I need to do is also remove, I think, I need to remove one of these belts for iron and copper, possibly. I'm not quite sure. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure, but I want to send one of everything to the central storage, and I do mean, other than the raw minerals, it's like other than the raw minerals themselves, I want to send even the bars up there. I think that'd be pretty cool. And eventually we can take these and we can replace them with smart splitters and stuff like that. That way it sends all the materials to the machines and only splits this way when the belts are full and stuff like that. That'll definitely help. Okay, well, yeah, I think that's that was a little bit weird. I think that's going to be it for this episode of Satisfactory. Because we're way over time. I just wanted to kind of get the steel hooked up, and we can finish it off next time, I think. Yeah, we'll start making steel beams and steel pipes next time. I think that'll be awesome, and then we can put some of that to good use. Yeah, that works for that. So hope you enjoyed, and until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.